We find out what the wine department's doing up there.
Thor.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And we're broadcasting live from Julio's Liquors. Go to juliosliquors.com for all the pertinent information. And you can actually you can join us on Facebook. Go to Julio's Liquors Facebook page, and you can watch and follow along through the commercial breaks because we have like a show within a show because, one show's not enough.
Yeah, we're not complicated enough. Yeah.
And joining me, as always, on the dais is the incomparable, the one, the only, thank God, Randall J. Bird.
That's right. And outside, what we would call a New England spring, Patty calls a southern winter.
Southern winter. It is not nice outside, but you know what I always say, Randall? The weather inside a liquor store is always perfect.
So. You know what takes stuff up a notch?
What?
A ray of sunshine.
A ray of sunshine would do it.
Or El Rey, the grape one, as he proceeds his way to the dais.
Here he comes. Of course, Ray is here for it.
It's the wine of the week. Stop whining.
All right. Enough of that nonsense. Hey, Ray. Ray's here today. Yeah. Ray, before you get started for the wine of the show here, the wine of the week, I want to tell you that there is a couple days left for the Marching On 20% off wine sale, now to March 31st. We're revamping the wine selection. We don't move everything around, so help us out. It's 20% off 10 or more 750s or 700 milliliter wines. This includes champagne, sparkling wines, ports, sherries. So mix and match. If it's not on sale, it's on sale if you buy 10.
Wine coolers?
I don't think there's
no.
Who are you, Bartle? Who are you, Bartle or James?
Yeah.
Please.
I don't even know if they make them anymore.
God, that would be a good idea if they didn't. All right, so here we're gonna go. What's that?
I didn't.
Oh, the Marching On sale, 20% off. 10
ends the 31st.
Ends on the 31st. So
that's like Monday, right?
That would be Monday.
I lost.
So be careful. April 1st is right around the corner. That's just out of your day, isn't it? The Fool's Day.
It's just called the Randall's.
It's just called the Randall Day.
Yeah.
I don't know if to bring something up. I don't know if this was on purpose or whatever, but since I got Tampa, the Tampa Airport, right? Tampa International. Did you see this, Ray?
No.
Because I know you were at least live in Florida. They sent out a thing basically that they're no longer going to be the Tampa Airport. You all blew it because you made fun of the airport, telling them they weren't a real airport, and they're closing down, and they're only going to be the home to a giant, a giant flamingo. And it was like this whole like diatribe, right, of all this stuff they were doing, and I'm like, I wrote back. I said, this is why no one thinks you're a real airport, because you can't even get the date right. It's April 1st that this stuff's supposed to come out, not like the 28th. And then I started thinking, I'm like, were they just celebrating 3/28, which is when the Patriots beat the Falcons, came back for 3/28? Because that's a famous day here in Massachusetts. But I was like, why would you do an April Fool's Day joke?
You believe that it's an actual joke, that there's not some...
They did not shut down the Tampa Airport, Tampa International Airport, and because they were tired of everybody making fun of them.
All right.
I'm sure they're all going on. So anyways, we have Ray here. Ray, tell us enough of this other nonsense. Let's get to other nonsense.
Other nonsense.
So let's do the wine of the week. What do we got for us, Ray?
So today, I thought we'd do something that I describe in 2 words: a crowd pleaser. And I always tell people that
by the way, that's how Ray describes himself too. By the way, just in case you were wondering.
When I describe this wine, I always have to put an anecdote in here that I started selling Dr. Lozen back about 28 years ago, and not one person in that time, and this is no lie, has ever said to me, "Yeah, it's all right." Everybody just feels it's a crowd-pleasing type white wine. So
Randall hates it. I'm just
No,
letting you
I
know,
don't
right?
know. I'm fascinated. I just wanted to say that I've been like trying to learn a lot about wine. So after I carefully read the label, I hold this glass of wine up and I say, "This looks like it's a Riesling from Germany."
you are
Okay.
100%
But
correct.
that's only because I read the label, because it just looks like a white wine. But
Hey,
go
everybody,
for it.
Randall can read.
Yes,
So this is the
So that
2000.
sounds like an after-school special.
right.
Randall can read.
I'm a big boy now.
Get his big boy pants on. All right, go ahead, Ray. Sorry.
So this is made by Ernst Lozen, arguably one of the top 2 or 3 winemakers in the Moselle region of Germany. And these grapes, there's a little story behind Riesling grapes in the Mosel region. Uh, the vines are planted on these very steep slopes that go like this, and they go.
What Ray was
Very
describing
steep,
is very
yes, for
steep
radio
on the
people, yes.
radio.
Yeah. They go right down to the meandering Rhine River.
Yes.
And the key here is the soil is made of slate, red slate. And the reason that these grapes flourish in a northern climate like the Mosel region of Germany is that red slate absorbs sunshine during the day and heats up the vines because it gets cold as hell as the day and the night progress. And you get a very slow ripening of these grapes over time, which retains the acidity level.
Yeah, it's a really fruity wine, but still has great acidity.
It has great acidity, great minerality from that red slate. You get really some intense peach and apricot tones to the wine as
Yeah.
well. A little sweetness on the mid palate, but it finishes dry.
Yep.
And this is a perfect complement with any kind of Asian cuisine, whether it be it Indian, Japanese, Chinese, Thai, Vietnamese, fried foods. You could
I will also go so far to say it would also be good with Mexican food too.
Yeah, anything with a little spice or heat to it, perfect match. Fried foods like calamari would be a great match, or just as a quaffing wine. When people ask me, how do I know if this is it sweet? Is it dry? Well, there's a couple of ways to tell. First of all, some German labels will say Trocken. Trocken is a German word for dry.
Okay.
So right off the bat, you know it's a dry wine. Sometimes on the back label, they'll have a little scale of 1 to 10, and there'll be an arrow to where the dryness or the sweetness level is. And the third way is to look at the alcohol level. If it's under 10%, it's going to be off dry, more on the sweeter side. Sometimes you'll see a German Riesling, 12% alcohol. Basically, it's going to be a dry style.
Okay. So the alcohol
So
is lending into it.
The higher the number scale, the drier it is.
Yes.
So you would like just keep on trucking. All right.
Yes.
What's the sweet wine called? Like in Germany, what's that one? There's Spätlese?
You got Spätleses, you got
Oh, yeah.
Auslases. These are different varying levels of ripeness
Of sneezing.
or sugar,
Yeah.
sugar level. Yeah. The sweetest being ice wine or ice wine.
You didn't make. I swear to God that I figured you'd do the. You know what they say about Moselle, more money. I figured you somehow would get the Moselle
Yeah.
in there too, because this
All
is
right.
just ripe for puns on this one.
You're going to use the keep on trucking
Yes,
thing, aren't
yes,
you?
yes.
She's gonna steal. This is really nice. I like this one.
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
it's like I said, not one person has ever come up to me and said, "Well, it's all right." No, everybody just loves it. Like I
It's
said,
got some
it's a
really
crowd
good
pleaser.
grapefruit and peach flavors too. It's
Yeah,
really nice.
Yes.
How much does this go for? Ray,
So
give
this
us the.
okay, this one here is incredible. This is a $12.99 bottle of wine, 20% off today and all of next week. Now, because of the sale, this would be included. You could literally get 1 bottle of this and 9 of something else, and you'll get your 20% discount. But if you just choose to buy this alone, it would be 20% on a bottle, which
Yeah, it counts towards the 10
Right.
but it's already discounted, so you won't get any further discount.
Right.
And
All right.
stealth enclosure with the chilling in the fridge. You can put this away after you've had part of the bottle. And
It retains a little bit more
Very
freshness.
nice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
really, really nice, Ray. Good job.
All right. I
we have
think
to go?
we're about to go to commercial
Oh, we
break.
are?
So
Okay.
you're listening to It's the Liquor Talking here on WCRN. We'll take a commercial break and be back on the other side. But during that break, we'll also do a live Facebook feed if you'd like to see more nonsense. Are you going to stay with us, or?
Just gonna go upstairs. We got a sale today.
No, he's got stuff to sell.
I will tell you though, just since we have a little time, Wines in Bloom. He's doing a tasting April 12th at 2 to 4. So downstairs in the metro station, limited 20 seats. Check it out on juliasliquors.com under tastings.
Exactly.
Thank you, Ray.
My pleasure.
All right. Thank you, Ray. Thank you. We'll be drinking your wine.
Yeah.
Johnny's over there furiously. I think
Yeah.
you okay over there, John? I wasn't sure if he was having a seizure or he was shaking stuff. He's got some we got some drinks for us today, he said.
Yeah.
So
I just want to point out there's a couple things that happen on the radio and even with the Facebook Live feed that you never really see. We sit up here, we drink some delicious stuff, we talk, we make jokes, and John Hendricks is literally sweating, shaking stuff, making stuff, running errands. Like there was a thumping noise from upstairs. Yeah. He's got to take care of that.
That's what
he
is
literally the reason that the show kind of goes on, and nobody will ever see that except occasionally a hand will enter the frame of the Facebook Live.
Well, once he's done, I want to have him up here with us.
Yeah, is he really ever going to be done though?
No, he's going to be done. What do you mean?
Okay.
You act like he's going to be there all night. He said I wanted to
taskmaster. He set such a high standard for himself that he works very hard.
I was thinking about we should do an American version of that show. The Taskmaster.
The Taskmaster, yeah.
Do you remember? Do you know the Taskmaster? You're the one who told me about it.
Yeah, I love that show.
If you've never seen it, you can get it on like YouTube.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It's a bunch of comedians doing stupid things.
Right. So
it has no rhyme or reason.
Kind of a Southern term for like, we talk about the goof around gang.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Well, it's a different word we use
kind
to swear.
Of expression for just messing around is piddling.
Yep.
Like you're just poking around doing stuff. So I think that should be the name of the show.
Okay, piddling around.
Yeah.
That
Piddle Master.
Piddle Master.
Although it kind of does sound like problems you might have with your dog.
Or
training your dog.
Or prostate problems or something like that. Something like that. Hey,
all right. We just got handed a mixed drink, so.
Yeah, well, John, like I said, Johnny on the spot. Johnny, this is the only mixed drink you're doing today, right? So you're coming up.
Oh
no, but we get Are you making a drink with that? If not, I'll just. Oh, you're just gonna put. I know what he's gonna do. All right. Yes.
Let's get him on camera.
All right. Let's get him up. Let's get Johnny up. I know. He's like
from the intensity of the work that he's
doing stuff. God, I want to see if we had that. All right.
If we had a Nerf gun, I would point it out. And say this is
somebody's got to work around this place,
That's right. Listen. Don't
sour.
drink the drink yet because I want to save that when we get back on air.
The mixed drink. Okay,
the mixed drink.
Putting that back.
Just hold that there. I'm gonna do since we're in the break. This just came in, and I had my curiosity up. This is a non-alcoholic drink, but it's a Negroni, and which I love Negronis, but it's a Negroni spritz. It was a sparkling Negroni, non-alcoholic. So now I'm like, wait a minute. I don't. Yeah, I know.
Spritz me.
It doesn't sound.
So
it doesn't
what
sound
happens,
right.
At what point have you gone so far off the base of a Negroni that you really shouldn't
be calling it a Negroni?
Right.
This may be it.
It's a Negroni spritz, but it's not a Negroni with alcohol. So at some point,
right.
It smells delightful.
Okay.
Right? Did I give you one? No, here, Randall.
I did not.
Sorry. There you go. This one here, it's called Little Saints non-alcoholic Negroni spritz. It's a sparkling. Well, see, it says sparkling cocktail. It shouldn't say that. No sugar, only 5 calories. A cocktail by definition has alcohol in it, so it should be mocktail, sparkling mocktail. These are 8 fluid ounce cans. So it's got mushroom and it's got type of mushroom, botanical. So I think some of these things it's non-intoxicating, non-alcoholic, no sugar. But I think the mushroom is supposed to give you a feeling. The mushrooms that they use are a feeling of elation.
Huh.
See, because it even says right here, powered by mushrooms to lift your spirits.
Like what kind of mushrooms?
What's the type?
Psychedelic mushrooms?
Reishi, Reishi, reishi mushroom.
Hmm.
I don't know enough about mushrooms. All right, here we coming back. Hey everybody, welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And joining us on the dais, Randall and I on the dais, of course, is Johnny on the spot himself, Frisky Whiskey, John Hendricks.
Hello.
Hey,
Right.
Radio.
we were
World.
just about to try. We were kicking it during the break. We were just about to try a sparkling non-alcoholic Negroni spritz, and it's a
Mocktail.
sparkling cocktail, but it's non-alcoholic, so it can't be
It's a
cocktail.
mocktail, right?
It is a mocktail. Little Saints, no sugar, 5 calories, powered by mushrooms to lift your spirits. Supposed to give you a feeling of elation if you drink these things.
That's what the can said.
That's
Yeah.
what the can said.
Huh.
Smells pretty good.
Nose on it's good. I will say that.
Yeah.
And that's all
yeah,
I'll say
yep,
about that.
I'm not really elated. I do like it. Like, you know, you could probably drink a lot of these pretty, you know. it
I've
is what
had
it
I've
is.
had worse taste in my mouth. That's
That's
that
for
way.
sure.
But no, it's
It's
actually
a non-alcoholic.
yeah, but it's here's my issue with it. It's not the non-alcoholic part of it. Is that it doesn't really it's a sparkling it's supposed to be basically a sparkling Negroni. It doesn't taste enough like a Negroni to me. It's not offensive at all.
No.
I mean, please
Oh,
don't
I
think
don't
that
know about that.
no. It's got a little bit of that. What are you going to talk about? The finish?
The
little-
bitter,
the bitter finish?
finish. Like it's
Yeah, but
not
you like bitter
refreshing
finish.
at all. I
But that's,
do.
That's what a Negroni is.
Yeah,
Literally, I think it's too heavy. It's not balanced. Right. So
Okay.
this is my thing is that it's not balanced enough. And to actually cleanse my palate, I'm going to have to drink Moxie.
You know what's worse than that? You know
which
what's worse
has a
than
little
drinking?
bitter edge.
Yeah, well,
But I couldn't even get
you have a
regular
little bitter
Moxie.
edge too, but
So this is Diet Moxie, which
It's-
is even crazier than the Negroni mocktail spritzer.
well, this actually
I'll
brings
give
up
you that.
this actually brings up a pretty good point because matter of fact, I think I cut it out here because I had it. You like the Diet Moxie. I like Moxie. Like we
Well,
started
I like
getting to
Moxie better than Diet Moxie.
all right, so we started getting to all these weird things, right? So Gastro Obscurica, if you've Obscura, if you ever on Facebook, look them in Gastro Obscura. They always have like these really weird things on it.
Obscure gastronomical.
Yeah.
what?
So this one was
Foods
really
or
weird because
drinks?
I haven't had this in a long time, and I actually put. If you want the answer, you put it up on Facebook and let the hive mind go to work, right?
Okay.
I like even when I was a kid. I know I'm weird. I like grape nuts,
I like grape nuts. Love
right?
grape nuts.
I like the
Until the-
original grape nuts.
Yeah, until to the point where my top of my roof of my mouth was been like
Raw.
thrown apart because of the grape nuts
Yeah.
because they were
Yeah.
just. Have you ever had grape nuts ice cream?
I have.
I haven't had it in a long time.
I have not.
I like it, and it was one of those type of things that I just think when you sort of like forget about something and you don't until you see it and you go like, yeah, I like grape nuts ice cream.
I've seen it at like
You see-
like Froyo or one of those ice cream places where you can like put your
Mix
own
Put your own
toppings
in?
on. They're like cereal toppings.
All right. Well, to put the grape nuts on it. I'm talking
Yeah,
about an ice cream. It's
actually,
grape nuts ice cream. So here's the weird part. So I see this, so I put it out there, and everybody's telling me all the places I can go get grape nut ice cream. So I'm like, no, I'm going to go get some because now I'm obsessed because I want to have grape nuts ice cream again,
Huh.
right? But here's the weird part that I thought: grape nuts ice cream is popular in New England, Nova Scotia, and Jamaica.
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 Okay.
Jamaica me crazy. It's no trend. The mix of vanilla ice cream and this crunchy cereal predates the cereal and milk flavor craze created by a century. But I thought it was really neat is that and grape nuts are what? Grape nuts are basically what is it? Barley?
In the original formula, they were just malted barley.
Malted barley, right?
So it was lightly sweet.
Right.
It was a grain.
Right.
And because the malting of the barley changes the starch to a usable sugar, but it's a very low level of sugar.
Mhm.
So it was like considered a healthier than the like pouring processed sugar in. Over time, they've changed the formula.
Okay.
So Nova Scotia, New Scotland, New England, and I think Jamaica is a big Scotch market.
They're a UK territory, right?
Right. So
Maybe.
Well,
to
here
me, I
Jamaica,
see I see the continuity to Scotch and alcohol made with barley,
Right.
even though there's no alcohol. No
Right. No,
alcohol
I get
in
what
it.
you're
It's like
saying. I get what
whatever.
you're saying. In this little article that they had, Jamaican-born food blogger notes that it's one of the, and I'm not going to try to pronounce this gentleman's name, Mr. Tucker. How's that? Is one of the most popular flavors. We have no other reference in our cuisine for grape nuts. So coming to U.S. and realizing that it wasn't very popular here, he was shocked. Not being able to find the flavor in a supermarket, I thought, this is crazy. Where is the grape nuts ice cream? So this guy from Jamaica comes
Yeah.
to the United States, and he's like, where is it? But this is like it was post cereal. It was actually Postum Cereal Company began selling grape nuts back in 1897 as a Stern. A health food vibe was exactly what they were going for. The popular was dogged by various gastronomical ailments known as under the umbrella as dyspepsia
Yeah.
and fiber-filled
Dyspepsia.
breakfast. Is that did I say it right? Dyspepsia.
Yeah. Dyspepsia.
And was a godsend. So it was really sort of cool. There was no, it's one of those things. It's subtle, malty flavored, like Randall said. Most basic of any American grocery store. No coloring, no fun flavors, no freeze dried fruit, no cartoon mascot. It was just like you. Why I ate grape nuts while I was a kid? There was nothing there that should have pleased me at all, except I really liked the flavor.
Right.
So,
Because it's flavorful. But you know what? I think that's like kind of, if we're on this topic,
but we're doing weird
one of the
flavor
things
stuff
that I
today,
don't
think.
that I really have a struggle with is the Mexican soda, or whatever you want to call it, Maltagoya, which is
That malt.
syrupy, thick, malty taste.
Right.
And it's like it's too much.
Went too far.
Yeah, I can't
Just
take
gone
too much of it. But in both the whiskeys, bread, cereal, and other products, it's
Yep.
just a relatively light flavor until it gets too intense.
That's really good.
So yeah.
All right. So I should probably tell you this past Wednesday, we were at Fireflies restaurant barbecue in Marlboro. And we were there for a tasting of Wyoming whiskey. Dave DeFazio, who's one of the co-founder of the distillery, was there, and we tasted all the products. And we introduced our new whiskey, our 50th anniversary whiskey.
Yeah.
But everybody was going nuts for the welcome cocktail, and John said, "I'm going to recreate it today."
And
Okay.
Not knowing what was in it, right? I knew that they put a little ginger in there,
Right.
and I think that's about all I knew. But just going off of,
We could have made a phone call, John.
we could have, but just
But
going
the
off
great
of,
experiment.
off of flavor, exactly. So this is an experiment. I have not tried it yet myself.
Okay.
I did post the recipe of what I did to the
You're on
the radio show. So it tasted so like it tasted like sour mix to me, but the kind you got out of like a jar, right? Like I
Yeah.
could taste that in their cocktail. I mean, it's still really good, but fresh sour mix. So I squeezed my lemons, I squeezed my limes, I put my own little bit of water in.
The squeeze was worth the juice, John.
Sugar,
The
sugar
squeeze
and
was worth the
sugar
juice.
in there too. So it's all fresh.
And a little bit of ginger, and of course,
I think
what
it
you
should
use,
have
Wyoming.
a little bit more of a ginger kick to match the one that was at the restaurant, but yeah,
It's pretty dang close, and
It
it's
is
really
very good.
good.
Same bourbon, the Wyoming.
Which one do we use? The small batch?
Small batch, yeah.
Wyoming small batch.
I would even go so far as to say that the Fireflies extra ginger was not as good as this. The balance is better on this.
John made John is known for making a very balanced cocktail.
Which is funny because it's just
Because you're so unbalanced.
exactly.
So that dinner posed the question, and the question was, why Oming? And it's because it tastes great.
It tastes great.
That's Wyoming.
Yep.
So I'm gonna walk away from that one. All right. So one of the things that we were premiering that night, and matter of fact, is now in stock here at Julio's. We actually had them ship some bottles for the dinner, so we'd have it. But one of the things now that we do have, we have the Wyoming whiskey. We have the Julio's 50th anniversary straight bourbon whiskey. It's a 7-year-old bourbon, and it's at 120.6 proof. And I should give a little bit of a background. We were a little bit. This got delayed by legal.
By Wyoming and Edgerton Group's legal department.
Yeah.
For something like 5 or 6 months.
Yes. And and one of the reasons why is we actually put a picture of the original Julio's supermarket in Shrewsbury on the front label, which was really cool in this picture. If you look at in the background to the right hand side, you'll see like a roof line or something. Yeah. That is the new supermarket that they were building at the time. In this Julio's picture of the Julio's, this is actually a picture of the first house I lived in.
That's right.
I lived above the supermarket there. And then on the back label, we have a picture of Julio's Market here in Westboro. You just get the corner of the sign basically, and you have a picture of the first Julio's Liquors, which is really cool because we do the show down here in the Metro Station. This Metro Station is bigger than the first store.
Yep.
It was a little over 1,000 square feet. This is like almost 4,000 square feet down here. So it was a really small store, and that was the first Julio's, and it's been 50 years. And this is our commemorative bottling of this. We've already sold over 10 cases of this already.
That's right. It wasn't available at the dinner. You would hope that it would have been available for the dinner, but like people
came in the
put
next
it
day.
in the order, and it came in the next day. So people are looking at the bottle, trying to take the sample bottle that we had.
Yeah, we had.
I got some offers for it,
Did
but
you? Nice.
One of the things I want to point out is that probably it went through legal because they have to make sure that like none of the license plates or images and stuff are in there. But they missed that if you zoom in the tiny attic window, there's a small boy's face that I believe is a young Ryan Maloney pressed up against the attic window looking out.
Down to John, will you please? So this is the drink of the show this week is Wyoming whiskey, the Julio's 50th anniversary. And we're happy to tell you that's what we're drinking today for the drink of the show.
The labels are super cool.
They are super cool.
What's in the bottle is just stunning.
Well, that extra time that we had to wait, it's sitting in the barrel. We got through another summer in Wyoming. Yeah. So this went from like a 6.5 to a 7-year-old. And more importantly, it went through a summer, which is another aging component to this. And it came out better. It came out better than we originally
the original
sample that just extra half a season really even added to it. So if you're looking for it, it's $74.50. Julio's Liquors was founded in 1974. You can tell the delay.
And Ryan has just turned 50 years old.
And then it's 50. Yeah. Again, I'm about to turn a little bit more than that.
All right. Well, if you're wondering who Ryan Randall and John are, it's the Liquor Talking here on WCRN.
Man, that's good.
Take a commercial break. If you want to continue and see what this looks like, check us out on the Facebook Live component, and we'll be back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
That's really good.
Yeah. I'm going to need a second bottle of that.
I couldn't be more happy with this Wyoming. It really, really came out good. And, we were just wanting, I mean, it was really nice. The company worked with us and on the pricing and everything, getting everything just where we could be. This is actually supposed to be more expensive than it is.
Well,
so
what I found fascinating was the guy who was the rep from Wyoming locally.
Yeah. Alex.
Yep. Was like, yeah, I think you guys have done like 4 bottles. And I'm like, no, we've been with Wyoming pretty much since they rolled stuff out, and it's got to be close to 7.
No, I think I can name them all, and it's like 5. This is the 5th one, I believe. So the first one we did,
I remember this True Grit.
Yep,
was True Grit because and the reason
Western,
why we called
it had some of the barrel char.
It had barrel char at the bottom. The next one we did was True Grit 45.
Correct.
Because that was barrel number 45. And can you see a theme going on? The next one was Fill Your Hand USOB, which is a
from the movie.
That basically means draw. That was that one. So that's number 3. Number 4, that's actually right behind you, Randall. It was Rooster.
Right. Named after the main character.
John Wayne. Grit. And then
Rooster
this one.
Cochran.
And then this one is the number 5, which is.
We didn't have another pick in there.
I don't think so. No, I could do a check, but I think that was it. And the reason why we tasted at the dinner, we actually tasted the Fill Your Hand USOB was we actually did that one's one we actually did with Dave DeFazio when he was here at one point. We picked a barrel with him.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really, I had a couple extra bottles of that at home.
And I would say this, if you don't believe us, come into the store and try it for yourself.
Oh yeah, this is good. Wow. This will be up. Johnny will have.
Well, it's probably not much longer. Like, I mean, if you're interested or this sounds interesting, seek this out. I think you were hoping to have it during the anniversary thing last year, but because of the delays, we're happy to have it in the year after and still be able to celebrate the great tradition of 50 years at Julio's.
Well, I think it's also going to be, it's one of those type of things. It's sort of sitting on its own now. It's really not in conflict with anything. So I mean, because in our 50th last year, we were doing a lot of stuff,
yeah.
a lot of different stuff. So maybe it's a good thing. I know taste wise, it's a great thing because this came out even better.
What does the studio audience think?
Yeah, likes it. All right, here we're coming back, and then we'll go through one more thing. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And we were just through the break, we were talking about the Wyoming whiskey, the Julio's 50th anniversary. Come down and grab yours. It's 74.50, 74 because we were founded in 1974, and 50 because it was 50 years old. So come down and try it. John will have it up on the whiskey wagon today for this afternoon. So it's a terrible day outside.
And
weather's good in the liquor store, and you can try some whiskey, which is not
there's
a
a picture on the bottle of the old store. I think one of them in Shrewsbury, and
the original store.
If you're a historical buff, or if you just want to
reminisce
see the humble beginnings, the Abe Lincoln's log cabin, as it were, but of Ryan Maloney, which is weird because he is telling me he's about 40 years old, but now they're celebrating.
I will 50. Be my next birthday.
Okay,
I will be 59 years old.
Oh my God!
So I'm not afraid to tell you my age. It's one thing. So it's a week away. Just in case you were wondering.
No, I know. I've been searching around for.
So Johnny's going to make. This is sort of the weird taste day, I think, because we got. Other than, I hope you really enjoyed that Wyoming whiskey in Ray's wine, because we got a lot of weird stuff
We're going
to go
off the rails, huh?
We're going off the rails.
All right. This is what I like to see.
So what's coming up? We got, we're getting into April. We're going to have Easter's coming up. And what's Easter all about? Easter's all about the peeps.
Yeah.
Partying with my peeps. And my cousin Nicolette saw these, and she picked them up for us to try. These are marshmallow peeps. I'm going to take one, and I'll pass it down to you. Marshmallow peeps, and they're stuck together.
Yeah, you're just going to.
There we go.
Grab one, you think?
Yeah, man, we're trying to. And these are Dr. Pepper flavored peeps. So she's like, "Oh, I thought it was a weird soda flavor." So Dr. Pepper's not that weird. It's actually like now I think it's actually the number one, but it's peeps. So try it out and see what you think.
Dr. Pepper. My kids
Does it taste like Dr. Pepper?
My kids love Dr. Pepper.
You know what?
It does taste like Dr. Pepper.
It does taste like Dr. Pepper. Yep. It's actually not does taste. It's spot on.
Dr. Pepper marshmallows.
These are actually my new favorite beefs now. I love these things. These are really good. All right.
What about Mr. Pibb?
Who Dr. Pepper's uneducated cousin?
Mm-hmm.
It would taste probably close to the same. I'm gonna have the rest of this people. This is really good.
There are some people who are diehard Mr. Pibb fans, and I just don't understand it. I think they're just contrarians.
Well, Dr. Pepper's the original, right?
Yeah, but so you come up with your version,
right?
Of Sprite, 7-Up,
Well, I think in some instances,
Moxie battery acid.
Moxie battery acid. Well, that sort of sarsaparilla sort of taste. It's like that Moxie has the same sort of same lines as sort of like birch beer, sarsaparilla, root beer, that type of thing.
Cola nut, but I mean, it's
cola nut. It's got a cola nut, but it's got other stuff in it too. And then, but I think in like some way, well, are you a Sprite? Do you like Sprite? Or do you like 7-Up? I never liked 7-Up. I like Sprite.
I like both. I like 7-Up though too, yeah.
Couldn't have a 7 and 7
Ruby
without
Red
7-Up,
Sprite.
but Ruby Red Sprite is not Sprite.
What's a better way to wash down Dr. Pepper Peeps than bacon soda?
All right, I'm scared.
Not
Also-
baking soda, but bacon.
Yeah, when John said, "Oh, I
Bacon
got some
the meat.
baking soda," I said, "Oh," he goes, "I get some baking soda in the refrigerator." I'm like, "Oh, was it smelling in there? You should throw some baking soda in there."
So
And I'm like, no, he's like bacon
bacon, exactly. Like
soda.
fried, like bacon.
So what is this, John?
So
Before I drink it.
just give a shout out. Last weekend I was in what is it? Wayside Country Store in
Okay,
Marlborough,
yeah.
Massachusetts, and they had one bottle of this soda left on the bottom.
It sounds like for a
And I
good
was
The
like,
only bottle they got
I
in,
mean,
but, you know.
it screamed, it's the liquor talking. So I'm like, I'll mix that with bourbon.
Oh, bacon and bourbon's great.
There you go. Right. So
I'd like to point out to our audience that this
Please.
is artificially flavored.
yes, it is.
They didn't use real
No
bacon.
was really hurt.
No,
So it's,
no
so
bacon.
it's still vegan friendly, I might add.
Maybe.
No, jeez.
Rattlesnake Rosie makes a maple and bacon liqueur,
Yeah.
and it's actually
vegan.
really good. And there's no bacon, and they do it with they make the flavor with yeast, and it's actually
Correct.
really good.
Yeah.
I can smell the bacon on it, and I was thinking that it was going to smell like Bacos.
It's not overpowering.
Do you know Bacos though?
Yeah, the little
Yeah, I
crumbles
know
that go
of
in your
Bacos.
salad.
But they're so artificially.
Yeah.
They're
Bacon
super
flavor.
salty too.
Yeah, well, yes, that's beside the point. All right, so you added bourbon to this, John.
I did.
right?
I had Wyoming small batch again since we're on a Wyoming kick here.
All right, here's the weird part. I don't find it offensive.
I know, same. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not the
I
greatest-
think,
it's not
I
the
think
greatest.
it's less than the Wyoming bourbon.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like go seek it out, but it's not.
I can taste the bacon if
it's
that's
yeah,
any.
it's bacon
and
and
it-
bourbon.
And it actually, I think it's light on the bacon side of things, so it really doesn't like. Can I just have that soda?
Yeah.
I just want to try
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
without the.
Yeah, we could
passing it off.
we should all try.
There you
it.
go. Yeah,
We
you
should
should
all
try.
try it.
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Here, I'll send them down. Here's just the bacon soda because I got a funny feeling that the bourbon made it better.
Probably
Why do I feel that way?
garnish with a stick of bacon.
Yes, there you go. All right. So I just want to try just the bacon soda and see how this is.
It's not as offensive as I thought it was going to be. I don't know if I would if
I
I
don't know if
drank
I'm-
this blind
It's not refreshing.
out of a fountain, right? I wouldn't be like,
It's a little more umami than refreshing, kind of a thing going on.
Am I getting bacon though?
yeah, I don't really get.
I'm not like I'm not getting bacon.
It's
I almost get like
If
a
you didn't
brown sugar,
sugar
Yeah.
cane. Yeah.
Like
if you
that?
didn't see the bottle
and it gave me a
and
subliminal,
and
I
they
saw
gave you
bacon
in a
sizzling on it.
plastic cup, I don't think you.
I don't
would
think
go,
I'm nailing
oh, that's
this.
bacon.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, Randall. I don't think I'm going like, oh, that's. I think you're absolutely right. I don't think I'm going. That's bacon, and there's a lot more bacony things that we can get out there.
So if you're looking for a party trick, something fun, maybe that's it.
Well, maybe we should try. Wait a minute. Maybe we should try this. Maybe we should try this next because one of the banes of a lot of people's culinary things is pineapple pizza,
Ooh,
and
pineapple.
that's usually either Canadian bacon or bacon
As-
and pineapple, right?
You went there. Yeah.
I went there. So, and by the way, I understand like people like you don't put fruit. Well, okay, tomatoes are fruit, but there's such a thing. If you ever had like prosciutto and melon,
Sure.
I have.
you like
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
a
it's a
pizza.
great it's
Yeah.
a great combination. So what if I took prosciutto and melon and put it on a pizza? Now it's
It's
not
not
pizza.
a pizza.
Why is it
I
not?
think
Why is it
because,
not a
because
pizza?
it's just like
I'm
that
an Italian kid,
Negroni
just being-
spritzer
I'm-
thing, right?
Yeah,
At some point, you've just made it something that it isn't. So you could
Flatbread?
have like a delicious pastry thing, but you're calling it pizza. And to me, even pepperoni starts to push it a little bit too
what?
far.
My
Exactly.
favorite is pepperoni. My favorite is pepperoni and mushroom pizza. That's my favorite.
I'm getting a
Alright.
bacon aftertaste now.
Really?
It's
You
starting to
couldn't
li-
check it like
it's starting
touch
to
a,
linger.
a electric plug or something, and you're getting a
I'm not sampling enough of it to let that linger.
yeah. So here's what I got for you
Ooh,
guys to
alright.
try
So
today.
pineapple. Smells like pineapple.
smells
This
like-
just came out. I'm sorry, it's been sitting on my desk for a couple weeks. Jim Beam pineapple liquor infused with Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, which means the bourbon has to be over 2 years old, right, Randall?
Sure.
Usually,
But
Jim
it's
Beam
infused, so that could be 2 drops.
Yeah, it's 32.5, so
It's a
65
pineapple.
proof.
Yeah, it's a pineapple liqueur. But they've added a couple drops of.
Well, no, I think it's the
bourbon.
other way. You don't think it's the other way around?
No, that's why it's the 30
No, okay.
proof. The whatever the.
All right, so it smells like, and I think this is a good one. Do you ever get the tropical fruit lifesavers?
Yes,
Of course.
So that
The
smells like the
pineapple.
pineapple one. It smells exactly like
Which
the
is
pineapple.
next to the coconut.
Yeah, I like the coconut one. That's one of my favorites. But it
Um,
smells like it, so it smells really sweet.
yeah,
It
this
is really
smells
sweet.
like a Florida, tourist
Desperation.
trap gift shop. You know, where you buy all the sunglasses and flip flops and
Suntan lotion.
Yeah.
all the lotions and stupid aromas are in the air and
Yeah.
air fresheners.
It's making
Smells
my
like
eyes
spring
water.
break and desperation. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's actually here's my problem with this.
You only have one problem.
It's fine, but to be honest with you, I don't think you had to use bourbon.
correct.
I'm not getting a big bourbon sort of
Zero.
flavor, so I'm not really tasting the whiskey. I mean, you could have sort of done this with vodka.
Rum,
It's
Rum.
pineapple rums.
Pineapple
They
rum.
make a pretty decent.
Yeah.
pineapple syrup is what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting the Jim Beam white label bourbon flavor. And I don't have a problem with flavored whiskeys, but you should
Sure.
be able to taste the whiskey. And if you can't, then you could have used another medium besides aging bourbon.
But like
Right?
there was a huge bacon trend, right? Like everything had to have bacon. There was bacon chocolate. There was
Dude, I put bacon on my bacon.
Right.
Bacon
Then
soda.
there's
Did you-
this whole thing where everything has to have whiskey attached to it.
Right.
Right.
Well,
Just because
it's
everyone's
martini.
like, oh, it's going to be better because whiskey's in it. And
Right.
that's not the
Not
case.
necessarily true. It's not horrible. It's just I don't think it
If
needs
you
to
would
be in the
like an
whiskey department.
alcohol that is syrupy pineapple taste,
Here you go.
might enjoy it.
They might.
Is it sold in full bottles or is
Oh
that
yeah, we
just-
got one right there. I put one
We've
right there.
actually sold quite a few of them.
Yeah,
already.
we're on. This is taking off too. It's doing well. Like, and I get why it's doing well. I'm just,
There's a-
again, I want people to eventually drink whiskey, and I don't think you had to wait 2 years for the whiskey to be called, because straight whiskey that they're using it. I don't see why you had to wait at all for this. You could have just used.
But now
Anything.
that they're in the liqueur category, how much of this is coloration and
I have no
artificial
idea.
stuff
I have no
added?
idea on that, Randall. You
All
got me.
right. Well, we're going to ponder these type of deep questions that face humanity.
Ponder. I just said I don't know. I don't care.
Over the break. So if you want to figure out what three guys kind of mulling over life looks like, stay with us on the Facebook Live feed. We'll be back after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Right.
All right. So if you put lobster and truffles on pizza, right? At some point, the pizza's just the delivery system for lobster and truffles.
Sure.
So
Well, that's
I'm
not-
saying that
yeah,
it was
I get
never
that.
the original intent of pizza to add expensive garnishes. Like it's just become a delivery system, like saying a flatbread with cheese
Right.
and a,
Flatbread,
and a
that's what I just
sauce
say.
with
Is it a
whatever.
flatbread with cheese?
So I guess and people love Patty
Do
loves
you
the
like meat
Hawaiian
lov-
pizza.
Do you like meat lovers pizza?
No,
What do you want on your pizza?
cheese pizza.
Cheese
Because
pizza.
you cannot, if you can do it, it is sublime and delicious, and you cannot hide a flaw.
Do you like
in
margarita
it
pizza?
with the different types of cheeses.
Well, it's just mostly one type of cheese.
Fresh mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Right.
And,
I like
and
it,
usually
but
like
it's
basil or
kind
something.
of starting to get so a lot of the Greek style pizza, which they
Yeah.
pass off as New York, uses a different type of cheese.
This is that office New York pizza.
A lot of people in Boston say it's New York style.
It's not.
It's Greek pizza.
Right. And so the
Listen, I'm not
crust,
a-
the crust is doughier and
Yeah,
the
no,
cheese is
it's not.
different.
That should never happen.
Right. So like I mean
It should never ever happen.
right.
But they do.
So I think that I like to go in and get a cheese slice. It's right there, and if it's good, it's very good. And if it's not good, you're not going back to that restaurant. And you
I get it.
put all the stuff like so. All these people in the Midwest are places that don't know, in my opinion, very good pizza. Not talking Chicago style, right? I was
Yeah,
in
just different
Texas,
style, right?
I was told that this is the best pizza I've ever had. They've ever had in their life, and literally, it was like Domino's quality or less. And I'm like, you just don't have anything to compare it to, right? So
Right, well,
people
that's
like
right,
it as a
exactly. Well,
quick
why do you think- why do
takeaway
you think-
food. That's why Domino's does so well.
Right.
But if you And Domino's has made changes to their recipe and their formula. But
By the way, Domino's pizza when I was in college was actually pretty good. It's not as good as it was back then.
Because
And I'm being nostalgic about this.
right,
Like scientifically, you could go back and look at it. It's not.
right.
And,
So
but there's nothing wrong with crappy pizza. Like I like crappy pizza, but it can only get so crappy.
pizza is trash food.
Right.
Buffalo wings, trash food. I mean, they
Whoa,
took
whoa, whoa,
something that was plentiful and
Right.
inexpensive, and they elevated it because they knew what they were doing. Right? A hamburger is tough meat that was ground up
Right.
and then
Right.
put
I get
on a
it.
bun, and so it became something bigger than its components.
I have yet to
But-
find a place around here in Massachusetts. I mean, having grown up in Buffalo, New York, right? We
Right.
were known for pizza and wings, along with a lot of other, beef and wings.
Well, you're noted for buffalo pizza and wings. You got it on the buffalo part. I'll give you the buffalo part, but the pizza part, no.
What about snow?
Absolutely, like the pizza in Buffalo is fantastic. Like, there's nothing around here that even comes close.
Now, what style is it?
It's more of a New York style.
Is it the
It's-
thin crust?
It depends upon where you get it from. There are some places that do.
Is it
crust.
Greek pizza?
No, Greek pizza doesn't exist. in
Well, you don't
Buffalo.
know
Like,
it because they don't.
when I came here and got some of that Greek pizza, because some of my local places in Franklin have Greek pizza, I am not a fan. I'd rather get something else, like a sub or something. I can't eat it.
Well,
Like Tony's in Sutton does a really good like Greek pizza. Like if you were gonna say like this is good Greek pizza, that would be it, and that's about it.
well,
but
here's my point. In New York City or in Buffalo, if you can't make a solid slice, you're out of business because
Correct.
everybody
else
can.
does, right?
Like,
I'm in Canada, and they're like, "Oh, Boston Pizza, it's a chain."
Yes,
And I'm
called
like,
Boston
"What is
pizza.
Boston Pizza?" And they go, "Oh, they're renowned for making great pizza." And I'm like,
Not Boston.
"I'm from Boston. I don't think that's
yeah,
the case."
like one of the bigger conglomerates, like let's just call it Pizza Shack,
Yeah.
tried to come into Buffalo. They didn't last more than like 10
Yeah.
minutes.
30 seconds, we're gonna come back. However, I will say like
Uh,
somebody like a Papagino's, which is a chain,
I don't mind them.
which is a pretty good. Like, there's better
Yeah.
places to get pizza. Trust me, even in Massachusetts, there's better places.
But if you grow up on these
Pizza
off
Regina.
brands like Pizza Shack or like Cribbage or whatever that other place is called,
Cribbage.
over
Is that what it's called?
time, no.
All right, we're coming back. Enough of your tomfoolery. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. I would be neglectful if I did not mention that coming up on Thursday, April 3rd from 7 to 8 p.m., we are actually having a wine tasting event. It'll be on a Thursday night, 7 to 8. Francis Ford Coppola Wines with the winemaker, Andrea Card, is going to be here.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's really cool. So if you want looking for something to go out to, this is going to be actually a really good one. She's a fantastic winemaker. I mean, Francis Ford Coppola wines are
They're known.
very well known. If you want to come down, I believe it's a $10 gift card to come. You can bring a friend. When you get here, you get your $10 gift card, and you can bring your friend.
What's
So
her name
it's
again?
Andrea Card.
Not Cage.
No, no, it's not. It's
Changed
it's
his
not
last name to
related.
protect himself from the Coppola family.
And so she's going to be here on that Thursday, April 3rd. Now, I do want to say that Randall and I are doing April 2nd. We're just short of
All right.
being fools.
So
April
not
2nd.
April Fool's Day. This
No,
is not a
this
joke.
The next day, April 2nd, is going to be Whiskey Wednesday. And Randall and I are hosting this one. It's called Barreling into Spring. So if you've ever thought about doing one of our Whiskey Wednesdays, this would be a really good one to go to. It's $10. You get it back in a gift card when you come. All right. And Randall and I are going to do all basically the new barrels that are coming that are here. We may even have one that's coming.
And
We
then
have a sample.
yeah.
All right. But here's what we're doing. We're going to release 2 barrels that night.
Right.
So we're going to be doing Buffalo Trace Heinz. That's barrel number 57. That's coming in. That's going to be dropped that night. We're going to do the Four Roses it's a new year, baby. So that's our single barrel of Four Roses. The Russell Reserve, Beautiful, named after Jimmy Russell at 110 proof. We're going to do the Knob Creek bourbon lock and case superfluous. That's coming. We're going to be doing the one we just tried today, the Wyoming 50th anniversary, Julio's 50th anniversary. We're doing the Sagamore cognac finished rye, which is a U.S. mail project. That's a project that we did with Binny's out of Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, that's a project we did with Binny's out of Chicago. We're doing Dark Arts Portentium, which is the red and white port micro batch that Randall and I did. That's a bourbon. And we're going to do the last one we're doing is another barrel drop. We're doing the Lost Lantern, which is an independent bottler. We're doing Mississippi Mud, which is a distillery out of Mississippi that went under. They bought everything. The one we picked has a little bit of a weird sort of history or how it got put together, and we'll explain that all that night. But it's called Mississippi Mud, and I will point out that it's 142 proof.
And also maybe some undisclosed
tasting
previews.
So that's
barreling into spring.
That's 8 different whiskeys, 8 different single barrels in batches, and we only do micro batches. In micro batches that are doing that this coming Wednesday, April 2nd. So go to juliosliquors.com, go to tastings and events. You don't have to scroll very far until you find barreling into spring. It's actually I use the I sort of elevated us. Like,
really?
Yeah, I know. By putting our titles, Randall is a Tennessee squire, and I'm a Kentucky colonel, and then I put the picture of us drinking whiskey on the steps of the Worcester Public Library, just to bring it down to earth, as the picture. But
barreling into spring, the barrel release program, but you're not telling them the most exciting part. At the end of the whole thing, John Hendricks will seal us into 2 barrels. Drive us to Buffalo, and then we're going to go over the falls.
Over the falls.
To commemorate the whole thing. That's why we're doing it at the end, because we don't know how that's going to turn.
I am not going to do that. So you got barreling into spring on Wednesday night. Then on Thursday night, you have the tasting with the Coppola wines with Andrea Card, the winemaker there, right?
Yep.
On Friday night, there's another thing that we're doing.
Bonus night. Friday night,
we're doing a wine, beer, and bourbon tasting. Friday, April 4th, from 5 to 7. It's an earlier event in the metro station down here. And it's complimentary appetizers, live music. We got a little live music going on. You can purchase tickets online at westboropolicefoundation.org. Yeah. This is to benefit the Westboro Police Foundation. So they're doing this whole thing. All the proceeds go to the Westboro Police Foundation. So I just want to see. It's $50 a person, but it's going to charity. Beer, wine, and bourbon tasting Friday, April 4th here at Julio's from 5 to 7. The Westboro Police Foundation. It's a good cause. Support our men and women in the blue.
End of the 20% ends on the 31st, which is Monday.
Yep.
The first, obviously, not going to do anything because
Well, we don't know. It's April Fool's Day.
But I mean, we're not. Don't count on coming to something on that day.
Well, I won't be doing it. Wait a minute.
I
won't be doing an event, but don't. I'm just giving you clues.
Right. I'm just saying that if you're trying to plan it out, we're not going to make you come in.
Yeah, we're not going to make you come in for that.
The 4th is going to be this beer and bourbon, right? Wine, beer, and bourbon. We forget one of the big events, though.
What?
When is the birthday?
Oh, the 5th, which is Saturday. Next Saturday show will be my birthday.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm just...
No pressure on you guys.
Yeah. All right.
I do not. I'm one of those people that make not a
know.
Big deal about my birthday whatsoever. The fact that I told you this, I just preempting other people telling you that it's my birthday.
Right.
Because they'll do something stupid, and I've asked 1,000 times for not to.
Well, I've already, sent the tux out to the dry cleaners and prepared for whatever.
I want to point out your tux has never been to the dry cleaners.
It's hard if it's made of newspapers.
That's right. So, since we're going to do barreling into spring, I thought that I would do a taste today of a barrel that we just picked. This is an Eagle Rare barrel. This will probably not be in until like
2027.
No, no, they are way behind, and I'm going to talk about that. This will probably not be in until the fall. That's how far
right.
behind.
There's a
behind
reason that rare is in the title. These are heavily allocated and difficult to
Well,
predict.
Well, there's a story behind it now.
I'm going to actually tell you guys what's sort of going on. They're so far behind on barrels that they're not going to allow us. They're not going to send us samples of Buffalo Trace or Eagle Rare, but we can still get barrels. But they're going to be what they call distiller's choice. So
You'll have an exclusive
we'll have
single
an
barrel.
exclusive one, but it will not
picked
be
by them.
one that we've picked. So this may be the last barrel that we've picked for a little while. I'm trying to work something out with Buffalo Trace that we can still pick our barrels, but one of them probably, the one after this will probably not be our pick,
'Cause
which
they're
is going
they're
to be
rolling out the
called,
program.
yeah, which is going to be called not our pick.
Right.
That's going to be the barrel's name, not our pick. But this one is our pick, and this one should be in probably August or September.
Picking
This is
no
called
running.
Pulla 180 is this one.
Okay.
Barrel number 180, Pulla 180. And so this is a Eagle Rare that will be coming that we just picked. We just did the barrel samples, and you guys taste it and see what you think.
Not bad. New England, it's not bad.
If you're
Good
a fan
Eagle
of
Rare.
Eagle Rare, yeah,
Good. Yeah,
gonna
if
be-
you like Eagle Rare, this is a good one.
I look forward to this, but don't set a watch or a clock to it, right? It's going to be when it gets here.
It's going to be, yeah. I mean, they are behind, but we are getting. Just so everybody knows, though, we are due for a couple barrels still this year. We're due for a Weller and a Blanton's we still have out. So if you want to get your whole cards in for that, that might be one to do.
That's right. That
So-
whole card saves it. If you choose not to use the whole card, right?
Yeah.
You get it back. But so there's really no downside to putting it in if you're interested in those things because it gives you first shot at it.
It does. And it gives you the right pricing and everything, too. Hey, just wanted to give a plug out to Acoustic Java. They're in Worcester. They're a micro roaster. And we have our barrel-aged Sumatra coffee in. This is green Sumatra Gecko coffee aged in Yellowstone 2 licks bourbon whiskey, barreled from Julio's Liquors in Westboro. So this is a bourbon barrel-aged coffee from Acoustic Java that was done in Yellowstone barrels. So if you want your cowboy coffee, here it is. Come down and get it. You can get it right here at Julio's.
Whole beans.
Whole beans. You have to grind
Well,
it.
I'd just like to say
Grind
thank
it
you
out.
for listening to It's the Liquor Talking. We're going to end the broadcast, but we'll be back with more next week and more of a follow-up of the events that are coming up this week.
Absolutely. Big week this week. Pay attention. All right. Goodbye. All right, hold on. That's done. Stop the recording. Yes. Get us off of Facebook. I hate when it does this here. Hold on one second. We're not on Facebook yet. Hold on.